the excitement that Milwaukee is feeling this afternoon as people get ready to go inside the Pfizer Forum. You can take a look right behind me. We're in front of one of the security entrances to go inside that area. It's kind of dead this morning, but if you can take a look now, a bunch of supporters, delegates, officials are beginning to make their way inside the arena. At night, right here behind me at Pfizer Forum, he'll deliver that long-awaited speech that we've all been waiting for, where he'll officially accept his party's nomination. Now I want to take our viewers to 2016. That's where we saw Trump change the electorate map, taking over the so-called Democratic blue wall. I want everyone at home to look at 2016, very close then. And I was talking about that Democratic decline in votes. We saw Harris taking the state of Illinois by less than 500,000 votes here. Let's go back to 2020 when Biden took the state by more than 1 million votes. That's quite a stark difference that we're seeing here. Who will take control of the House? Why is that so important? It could make or break Donald Trump's agenda. Back in 2022, this was a tight race. Sorensen winning by less than 10,000 votes, so this will be a race to watch. The most eye-opening statement came from his wife, Becky, just talking about the trauma her and her kids have had to endure. Right here in front of the Apollo Theater after that roof collapse, as you just mentioned, we've been seeing cleanup efforts all day. Even this morning, we saw one of those construction diggers getting up some of the debris. Getting your free box of Narcan is as easy as choosing the corresponding number to your zip code. Those have yet to determine a finish date for the project, but they did say that it could be completed within the next 3 years. In Rockford, I'm Manuel Estopiñan, 13 WREX. I believe our viewers don't know this is what a green plantain looks like. It is a common staple all throughout Latin America, and they use this wooden mortar and pestle to ground up after. Do you guys fry these first?
Yeah, we fry
So they fry the plantains. They kind of like with all garlic,
butter,
and then you guys make this beautiful kind of like mashed potatoes, but like mashed plantains, but even better. Yeah. That's the way I can explain it. And you guys have also brought arroz con gandules and pernil. Be here to smell it. It smells just delicious. I kind of just want to grab a bite. And Ross and Rosanna have also brought us some popular and traditional drinks of Peru, including here chicha morada. I don't know if our viewers can see it. It is a purple drink. Why is it purple? We want to thank Ross and Rosanna with a little cheers. This is the chicha morada that we showed last time. This is the purple corn, and we're going to try this. Cheers, guys. Thank you for making it all the way out here, and let's see. One county, though, is actually home to way more than that national average. And you guessed it. In Boone County, almost 1 in 4 people are Hispanic. That gives Chicago a run for its money. Today, we're breaking down what happens when someone enters our country without legal authorization, or some would say illegally. When the government goes to charge these people, they can approach it in different ways.
The government has the option to charge it as a civil violation or a criminal offense. Just like when someone violates our tax laws, it can be charged as a civil offense and there are assessed penalties, or as a criminal offense, depending on the facts.
Now, Dady makes it clear that entering the country without permission is a federal misdemeanor. It says so right here in Title 8 of the United States Code, Section 1325. But according to the ACLU, civil removal proceedings are the main way the federal government enforces immigration laws. That means most of those entering our country without authorization are charged with a civil violation, not a criminal one. And that gives our government an easier path because there's less protections in the civil justice system.
If someone is charged with a criminal offense and entering the country without permission is a federal misdemeanor, okay? If you're charged with a crime, full due process protections come into play. People have the right to a free lawyer. If you're charged with a civil offense, fewer due process protections. People have the right to a lawyer, but not a free one. There is no public defender's office for civil offenses like immigration court. There are no free lawyers for people charged with civil tax penalties, civil law.
Now, Dady explains since most of those immigration offenders are processed through the civil system, they aren't treated as criminals by the court. It's the same civil system you use to dispute your speeding tickets.
When we talk about someone who came in illegally, there's this idea that if you break any law, you're a criminal, which is not true. We have civil laws and criminal laws. People that violate civil laws are not criminals. People who speed down State Street are not committing a crime. They're committing a civil violation. They can be pulled over and fined. The way that we typically punish civil violations is through fines, monetary, not locking people up and separating them from their family forever.
But this is where immigration law is unique. While it is technically a civil violation, the government does detain thousands of people while their cases are processed. Legal experts call this administrative detention, arguing it's not meant to punish, but to ensure people show up to court, though critics argue the practice lacks due process. Coast to coast, the Stateline was no stranger to the No Kings Day protests as demonstrations took place in Freeport, Oregon, and DeKalb. I followed protesters in Rockford over the weekend as hundreds came out to take a stand. Hundreds of people packed the city market pavilion, frustrated by President Trump's agenda and worried over his exceeding authority.
I don't think that we should have one designated ruler in America. This is what we have checks and balances for. This is one democracy. America fought to get away from kings.
I'm here to basically express my disgust with the Trump administration.
I'm here today because we need to support our country. Trump is not supporting our country. I don't know who he's supporting. Must be supporting himself.
The community marched across downtown speaking out against unjust treatment.
I'm here with a group of people to fight all forms of tyranny and oppression, to stand up for my immigrant neighbors, for my trans friends, for all people being oppressed, and also to make sure that Palestine is not forgotten about.
The administration's intensifying immigration enforcement, energizing advocates to dispel misconceptions.
We're not here to take our jobs. We're not criminals. We are not rapists. We're not drug dealers. We're here to contribute to our community, to make our community better, to raise our children, and just make the American dream come true for everybody.
People are getting villainized just because of the color of their skin. And I feel like America always succeeded because we were a melting pot.
Local veterans are also standing up, saying they took an oath to defend the Constitution.
I'm here today as a proud disabled veteran to let my voice be heard against the tragedy and this administration that is taking away, our rights, that's taking away veterans' rights, that's taking away veterans' health care and benefits.
A Trump presidency is unsettling to many, even across generations.
It's not right. Like, what's going on is not right at all, and it's not what America's for.
America is for all of us. All of us. And so is the whole country, the whole United States. Everybody should kick in with all of this. Get their voices heard.
A couple of years ago, artificial intelligence sounded like something out of a science fiction novel, but it's no longer a far-fetched idea. AI, it's here. I set out to show you just how it's already becoming part of our everyday lives. Meet Adam. He can do more than just groove the night away. He's capable of serving everything from your morning coffee to a refreshing boba tea.
Adam has the AI functionality that allows him, through his machine vision, to recognize when people are walking into his space, and he can begin to interact with them as a human barista would.
This sweet drink combines the rich flavor of taro with the refreshing taste of coconut, creating a blissful drink that's perfect for any occasion.
He can recognize, their movements and say hello to them and begin a conversation with him.
A company is focused on the hospitality and service sectors, like this one kitchen inside Walmart, pushing ways to create cobots, collaborative robots that work alongside humans.
It's a fraction of the time that it used to take to be able to train robotics. So that really it allows you to start to think about the fact that the applications for these robotics can start to expand exponentially.
As robots begin to harness the power of artificial intelligence, you can see its potential right at home. AI tools like SaneBox keeps your cluttered email organized, prioritizing important messages, and you won't have to spend hours on that work presentation. Gamma creates them in just seconds from scratch or from a document, or optimize your resume for your next dream job using Teal. But the power of AI goes beyond the corporate world, even helping creatives. We gave Runway this simple image and prompt, creating this unique video in just seconds, all from one image. Even the tune you've been listening to was created by AI on a program called Udio. Rockford Public Schools have been using AI for more than a year now, preparing students for a modern workforce.
Ultimately, our kids right now who are graduating, this is not like in 10 years, it's right now, need to know how to use AI and how AI impacts their life, to be educated consumers, to be great career employees, to go to college in a healthy way.
Magic School is helping students compile sources for research, generate images and ideas, and even capable of tutoring them on any given subject.
I was so skeptical to use it because I wasn't really thinking I really was going to need it, but it actually started being a really big help. It's helping me a lot throughout my senior year. Like, I have to write college essays, scholarship essays. I put some of my work in there, and it gives me feedback, grammar corrections, restructure of my paragraphs.
Magic School also helps teachers differentiate lesson plans, draft student recommendation letters, or generate SAT practice questions on the spot.
I constantly use the book generator, obviously, in the library. You just put in like interests or genres that you like, and it just generates, or authors, and it generates like a whole list of books that it would suggest to you that you'd be interested in reading.
While some fear AI as a threat to our creativity or problem-solving skills, it's imperative we learn how to use it.
We go back to that first fear of like, they're just going to AI generate anything and it's going to take the thinking away. Well, if that's all the students are doing and we're not talking openly about it, then that's what they're doing. And we have to take a different perspective. But I think we need to be proactive and more positive with it in terms of having that open conversation.
Now, questions still remain on the future of AI, like its impact to our jobs or future ethical concerns. But one thing remains certain. Many pushing the AI build-out say it could be one of the most important developments in human history. Since the 2022 midterm elections, over 8.3 million Americans have aged into the electorate. We're talking about young adults turning 18 and 19 this year. Now, if you're doing the math, the youngest person casting their ballot this year were born in 2006. Now, this is just a fraction of the young Americans hoping to make an impact this election. In the 2024 general elections, 40.8 million Generation Zers will be eligible to vote, but will they show up to the ballot box?
What we know from previous elections is that youth voters between the ages of 18 and 29 typically show up at the lowest rates among all the age groups.
This November, senior Jaden Gallagly will vote in his first presidential election. He brought Turning Point to his high school, a national conservative organization, in hopes of rallying his classmates.
When they start talking about political issues, some people get annoyed. They kind of just want to live the high school life and not really worry about the issues. But in general, unfortunately, everything kind of evolves around politics.
This will be Emma Murphy's second election. She heads the Illinois College Democrats, helping campuses across the state mobilize voters.
Encouragement is really important to youth. Like, they want to be heard, they want to be seen. And I kind of think that's where we have that disengagement from. They tell us, your vote doesn't matter anymore. Why even bother? Why even try?
Dr. Pamonte's research shows that the candidate who is or looks younger tends to mobilize a higher youth voter turnout, but says age won't be enough to get out the vote.
You need to talk about issues that are important to youth in order to encourage them to turn out to vote.
I really want to become financially stable and free, in my 20s. And, with the current administration, it's really unfeasible. Rent has skyrocketed. Food prices have skyrocketed. It's really hard to live on yourself, which I think right now in this economy, it's really going to rely on, younger adults living with their parents for, longer.
It doesn't come down to just abortion access. It comes down to access to birth control and access to contraceptions.
In 2008, Barack Obama was 25 years younger than John McCain. And he also reached out to youth using text messages, Facebook, Twitter, and that was also a new type of engagement for campaigns to use.
The new social media site playing a crucial role this election, TikTok. Both presidential candidates have recently joined the platform, a sign of its gravity this cycle.
I know a lot of political information comes from TikTok nowadays. Almost every, Gen Z or high schoolers on TikTok. So a lot of different information comes out on that. I feel like those are good outlets to really kind of get the messaging out on candidates and issues.
There's just this new wave of excitement that's just hitting social media that I just haven't seen joy and like happiness around politics in a really long time.
We'll be keeping a close eye on how candidates up and down the ballot engage the country's youngest minds.
I would say overwhelmingly, both sides could do a lot better in getting the young voters out, to vote. Democracy relies on voters. And if we have low turnouts, with eligible voters, that's not good.
Right now, I just want everyone to know that we're enthused and to definitely don't count out Gen Z this election cycle. We're ready. We're coming in full force.
Another big issue Jaden and Emma are paying close attention to is the war in Gaza. It's an issue that's garnered a lot of attention from young voters. We saw those college protests spur across the country over the summer. Be sure to head to our website at WREX.com to learn how you can register and make your voice heard this year. Beginning in the mid-1970s through the 90s, the country saw an explosion of Latino and Latina-based fraternities and sororities spring up across college campuses. We head to Northern Illinois University to learn how multicultural Greek life is helping empower Hispanic students. What were some of those misconceptions that you thought about Greek life?
About partying, not taking care of your academics.
I thought it was it was fake brotherhood. I didn't really see nothing. I'd see all these movies and it just seemed like a whole bunch of partying and not a lot of doing nothing.
Whenever I thought about Greek life, I only thought about white fraternities. I didn't really know that there was a Latino fraternity.
You won't find Sigma Lambda Beta International Fraternity Incorporated adorned on a house down Greek Row. On this day, they're holding an elote fundraiser on NIU's campus.
Blood, sweat, and tears, bro. Me and this dude up in the morning, 9 a.m., bro.
We're different because we're smaller. We don't really focus on numbers. We're quality over quantity. We don't care if we only cross one or two brothers. We just care of the quality, the heart of that brother.
You might find the Sisters of Kappa Delta Chi Sorority Incorporated strolling across campus, empowering Latinas to find their voice.
I was a transfer student. I didn't know a lot of people. So being able to see MGC and see all the sororities and fraternities that have similar backgrounds as me and similar experiences really, really helped me with feeling like I do belong here.
I was very shy before as a person, but with them, they really helped me get out of that shelf and just be outgoing.
Multicultural Greek life, oftentimes more intimate and affordable than its white counterparts, provides a safe haven for minorities on campus.
When I found the SOB, it literally made me feel like home, I feel like I needed a support system during that time specifically. Like I said, the pandemic was a big issue during that time, and I feel like I wasn't going to graduate. If it weren't for SOB, I don't think I would have made it this far.
They always check on me, how's everything going, how's classes going, and yeah, that's the main thing that I really enjoy.
They were the first people I made friends with, literally my sisters now. They really just helped me get out on campus, since I didn't really know how to get around. They really just showed me the way through school.
I'm used to having older siblings, people to look up to, role models, and I guess the brothers here had formed that, or filled that role for me. I have older brothers in the org who same major as me. They help me out with classes, they give me tips, and honestly, they've helped me with so many things that I couldn't have done without them.
These organizations also aim to instill the work ethic and values that will help their members succeed in life after college.
I'm a business student, and being in Kitty Kai has helped me a lot with being more of an outgoing person, more professional. So it means a lot. I'm really glad that I was able to find the home away from home.
This is what we're all here for, is to get an education, to get our degree, and we're a really great support system for each other, to help each other out when we need that. We understand when others have hard classes, others have tests coming up, and we try to support each other.
Walking on campus as first-generation college students, they leave with a vast network of brothers and sisters for life.
I feel like a lot of times people don't trust in people, and they might not have an outlet to go talk to other people and see how they're feeling. But with this brotherhood, we're really open with each other, and we really like to lean on one another.
I was like, you know what, let me just try it out.
So I chose it, and one of the best decisions I could have ever made.
It helped me with a sense of belonging.
A support group of Latinos that are basically trying to make a difference in the community.
At home, away from home, and it helped me a lot.
I love coming to school, honestly, and I feel like a big part of that is because of SOB. I love being with my bros.
I too love my brothers. I joined SLB in the fall of 2013 as a college sophomore at the University of Florida. To this day, my brothers remain some of my closest friends and confidants. Head to our website at WREX.com right now to learn more about multicultural Greek life.